We are here. Yes, somebody said, I wonder if they're going to be on this call this morning. Well, hey, well, we're here. Rain, shine, sleet, or snow. The Carter, we got to go. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I'm Dr. Roz, VP of Communications, in case you don't know who I am. But I'm excited to be here on this Thanksgiving morning. Yes, Thanksgiving morning. We have so much to be grateful for. And I'm not going to keep you long. I want to just share this with you because I woke up this morning and I thought about something that I had read some time back. Um, Early in my time here at Wakana, Dr. Pat had introduced me to a book called The Science of Getting Rich. The Science of Getting Rich. And it's a book, an old book by Wallace D. Wattles, Wattles. And I wanted to share something that's in this book with you today because one of the chapters in the book is called Gratitude. And although we all know we should be thankful, we should not just be thankful today, we should be thankful every day. But there's some powerful things about gratitude that Mr. Waddles covers in this book. And so I just want to cover some of these things and touch on them. I want to read to you some of the things it says. It starts out with this. It says, "It is easy to understand that the nearer we live to the source of wealth, the more wealth we shall receive. And it is easy also to understand that the soul that is always grateful lives in closer touch with God than the one who never looks to him in thankful acknowledgement." So that reminds me of a scripture that says, "In everything give thanks, for this is the will of God concerning you." Now, I've taught that message many times because oftentimes we're not grateful for everything. And the scripture didn't say for everything, because you're not going to be happy about being sick or happy that you've lost a loved one or happy that you've lost some money or you're not grateful that you lost a job. No, but in the experience, in the midst of what you're going through, we find a way to be grateful. Why? Because we know that all things work together for good because we love God and He's the called, we're the called according to His purpose. And we know that in the end, He always has our best interests at heart. So Mr. Waddles goes on and says, the more grateful we fix our minds on the supreme, when good things come to us, the more good things we will receive, and the more rapidly they will come. And the reason simply is that the mental attitude of gratitude draws the mind into closer touch with the source from which the blessings come. And if we've been in church for any length of time, so you know that all blessings come from above. Along the ways by which things come. And it will keep you in close harmony with creative thought and prevent you from falling into competitive thought. Now, those are some chapters that he has uh, later on in the book where he talks the difference between creative thought and competitive thought. Because a lot of times we're competing. We compete with somebody else, or we hear what somebody else did, or how they reached diamond, and we want to compete with them, or your city competes with another city. But excuse me. But your competition is really with yourself because you have certain things going on in your life and you have to put your best foot forward. At the end of the day, you want to know, did I do my best? But I want to be creative. And the more grateful we are, God will drop creative ideas. And then you just have to begin to move on those creative ideas. There are things you're going to hear today as you're with family and you're with friends. You'll hear something that will say to share this particular thing. You may be around somebody and they'll start talking about the pain they feel in their back or the pain they feel or the arthritis they're dealing with. And those creative juices have to flow in you enough for you to open up your mouth and say something. Hey, here's a sample, try this. Or just go in the bathroom and put some of this pain cream on. Or here's a gummy, try this. I mean, God will give you those creative juices. Mr. Wallace says gratitude will lead your mind out along the ways by which things come. Gratitude alone can keep you looking forward to the all and prevent you from falling into the era of thinking of the supply as limited. And to do that would be fatal to your hopes. How many of us have sometimes said out of our own mouths, there's nobody else? Nobody's listening. See, now we're talking about limitations because let's be real, none of us have talked to everybody. No, because we don't come in contact with everybody in the whole wide world. We've only talked to the people that we've talked to. And so that's why he says that the thinking on that fashion makes your supply limited. And we know we serve an all supplying God, an unlimited God. So he says, Waddle says, there is a law of gratitude. See, everything we've done has been done based on laws. We got gravity, what goes up, it comes down. If you drop something, it's going to hit the ground because of gravity, right? And he says the law of gratitude is the natural principle that action and reaction are always equal and in opposite directions. And see, that's why sometimes we want something in our head, but we say something else out of our mouth, and it contradicts what we're trying to accomplish in our lives and in our business. Here he says, Mr. Waddles, this is what he says in the book. He says, draw nigh to God, and he will draw nigh to you. See, those are opposite reactions. You're going to him, and he's coming to you. That is a statement of psychological truth. And if your gratitude is strong and constant, the reaction in formless substance will be strong and continuous. The movement of the things you want will always be toward you. And how many of you today, listen, we are almost at Black Friday starting today at 4:20 p.m. And you want some things to be drawn to you. You want customers to be drawn to you. So I challenge you today, not just because it's Thanksgiving, but just to operate in an attitude of gratitude today and tomorrow and next week and all the rest of this year. Mr. Waddles goes on to say that the value of gratitude does not consist solely in getting you more blessings in the future. Without gratitude, you cannot long keep from dissatisfied thought regarding things as they are. The moment you permit your mind to dwell with dissatisfaction upon things as they are, you begin to lose ground. And how many of us have lost ground because we're looking at what's going on right now? We're saying here it is the 24th of November, and I haven't achieved this, or I haven't gotten to this, or my numbers are not here, or my points are not here. So now we open up the window, we open up the door for dissatisfaction. I challenge you today, regardless of what it looks like, be grateful. And the last part of this I'm going to read to you, he says, to permit your mind to dwell on the inferior, that's dissatisfaction, is to become inferior and to surround yourself with inferior things. On the other hand, to fix your attention on the best is to surround yourself with the best and to become the best. The creative power within us makes us into the image of that to which we give our attention. We are a thinking substance, and thinking substance always takes the form of that which it thinks about. What does that remind you of? Doesn't that remind you what the word says? As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Right. He goes on to say that the grateful mind is constantly fixed upon the best. Therefore, it tends to become the best. It takes the form of character of the best and will receive the best. Also, and here's the part I really love. Also, he says, faith is born of gratitude. The grateful mind continually expects good things, and expectation becomes faith. The reaction of gratitude upon one's mind produces faith, and every outgoing wave of grateful thanksgiving increases faith. It is necessary then to cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing that comes to you and to give thanks continuously. And because all things have contributed to your advancement, you should include all things in your gratitude. What does that mean? That means even when it's negative, because that has contributed to where you are today, to where you're going. We are all an accumulation of all of our experiences that have taken place in our life, whether they were good, bad, or ugly. I mean, even if you had a bad relationship in your life, abusive relationship, and you're still here, you are a better person as a result of that because you know what you don't want and you know what you're not going to allow to happen ever again in your life, right? So do not waste time thinking or talking about your shortcomings or the wrong actions of those around you. This will bring you into harmonious relationship with the good in everything, and the good in everything will move toward you. So I know that scripture says the blessings shall overtake you. But see, here's the thing about blessings overtaking you, your business overtaking you, your customers overtaking you. You have to be in the right frame of mind. You have to be in the right position. It's like, y'all know I love sports. It's like running that race, that 440 and that 220 track and field. And when they pass the baton, there's a person that you're passing it to, and they have to be in a certain area of space to receive the baton. If they're too far in front or too far behind, and the baton is not passed at the right time, they're disqualified. How many times have we disqualified ourselves from getting our blessings because we weren't grateful? Because we just were not satisfied in the place that we were in. We were not thanking God for what He has done, not focusing on what He hasn't done, not focusing on what hasn't happened, because it can happen in an instance. That thing that you're believing for, that thing that you are desiring, that place that you want to reach in this business. Yes, I don't care if it's the last day of the month. Let me tell you something. Games are won in the fourth quarter. Uh, the Astros won the World Championship. It was won in the last inning. There were times when they played 16 innings and it was won in the last inning of the 16th inning, in the last batter. Games are won in the final seconds. We were watching, we have relatives that live in Kansas City, Missouri, and the Kansas City Chiefs, they gave them 32 seconds. And game was won in the last 32 seconds. So don't you quit. Don't you give up. Don't you get discouraged. Don't you get dissatisfied, even if it's in the last hour, the last 10 seconds, because you don't know what can happen. And as long as you keep believing, then it'll be drawn to you. So today is a great day. Today is Thanksgiving Day. We are grateful. Be grateful for family. Be grateful for those that are here. Even be grateful for those that have gone on, that have left us, that have made the transition. Because guess what? We've heard it before. They're in a better place. Sometimes we don't want to hear that, especially when it's fresh. But the truth is, they are, and they're in heaven, rooting us on, cheering us on, not wanting us to be sad or depressed, but wanting us to be grateful and be grateful for the time we spent with those that have left us, and be grateful for the time we're going to spend with those that are here, because we got to take advantage of every second of every moment of our lives right now. Listen, today is the day. Our smokable products prices have dropped, they've been slashed. But guys, listen, at 420 today, Black Friday starts. So get your shopping cart filled up, get ready to hit the button, because I'm challenging you. Where should you be shopping today? On your own website. People, all of your customers should be coming to your website, all your friends and family. And if they don't want to come to your website, then sign them up with a website so they can go to their own website. See, it's a win-win situation. At 420 today, Black Friday starts. And the first 100 people, maybe you didn't get a share. Maybe you couldn't, you say, I can't afford that. I can't afford that. But guess what? You could win one. Did you know that? You could win one. You could actually win the ability to be in a drawing of the first 100 people that shop today. Get on that website and get your shopping in. The first 100 people are going to be in a pool of people, a drawing to win a share. And even if you've gotten all your shares, you can get one more to the first 100 people. And then Thanksgiving is always about giving, right? What better way for us to give than to help feed somebody else? That's important. We've got to be in positions where not only can we be concerned about ourselves, we've got to be concerned about somebody else. So every one of us that spends $250, $250, 10 meals are going to be blessed by families. Somebody's going to get food on their table. Somebody's going to be blessed to have a wonderful dinner with all the trimmings. That's why we've got to not just be the way up is what? To help another man up. So the first 250 people, not 250 people, the first people that spend $250, spend $250 on your website, guess what? You're blessing 10 families to eat. With that being said, listen, guys, have a great, wonderful, wonderful, happy Thanksgiving, a great Wakanda kind of day, and we'll see you online at 420. And don't forget, listen, yes, we're going to do Rebound with Wakanda. I'm inviting everybody that's here. Some of you are off work. Come on, join us. It's reboundwithwakanda.com, www.rebound, R-E-B-O-U-N-D, with wakanda.com. Come hear some good Thanksgiving gospel music. Even if you don't have a rebounder, just do some jumping, just move your hands, just come and listen to the music. But we're inviting those of you who've never come. We are going to be there today. Yes, we're going to get our bounce on, get a little exercise in, get a little activity in before we start eating whatever you're eating. I'm just going to say some of y'all are eating vegan turkey and vegan Thanksgiving. Some of you are not. But whatever the case is, let's enjoy the day. Let's get our heart rate up so we can burn a few calories before we put a few calories on. Have a blessed day, everybody. Have a great Wakanda kind of day, and bye for now.